Hello again, my friends. This is a boy and his dog, and welcome to a bonus visit to the Horrors of Hammer. As we look at two more new Hammer releases this week. Now, these two titles aren't released by Hammer themselves, but rather Studio Canal. When I first looked at the sets to order, I thought they looked a bit underwhelming compared to Hammer's own recent offerings, but now they've arrived, I have to change my mind. Yeah, they aren't filled to the rafters and in the most delectable boxes like Hammer's are, but they aren't half bad in their own right, honestly. We are, of course, looking at 1970s The Horror of Frankenstein and The Scars of Dracula, originally released as a double bill on November the 8th, 1970. Long before Freddie, Jason, and Michael, who is and will always be Laurie's brother, there were two other big names starring our favourite too, Peter Cushing and Christopher Lee, playing their ongoing and in much demand parts of Frankenstein and Dracula, respectively. And yes, just like the horror heroes of the 80s, the late entries are quite different than how they begin, and some would argue nowhere near as good. This is, of course, a lot to do with the decades they were made in and how things changed. For our Frankenstein entry we're about to talk about, Peter isn't even playing Frankenstein. Don't worry, they're bringing back for the one after. And don't worry about the following film when it comes to the Sinister Doctor, because his character was left in very good hands, in my opinion. We, of course, still get Christopher for this next helping of Dracula. In fact, the only two he's missing from is the second entry, The Bride of Dracula, and the final entry, The Legend of the Seven Golden Vampires. But that wouldn't be for another 3 films. Right, first up, let's talk about The Horror of Frankenstein, an attempt at a dark horror comedy with my 70s Hammerman crush, Ralph Bates, as Dr. Frankenstein. Now, this one is often overlooked and overhated. I mentioned it briefly when I was talking about the Hammer horrors in October. I have now watched it again in this new 4K version, and I have to say, even I may have underappreciated it. It's so much fun. Frankenstein's monster is hysterically kind of sexed up in a buffed up version, just walking around in pants created from bandages, flaunting his heavily muscular bosom at all and sundry. Well, it makes a change from the normal Hammer heaving bosoms, I guess. Equal rights and all that. The Rani herself, Queen Kate O'Mara, is the maid and is unsurprisingly amazing in this. Arguably the best character, easily the best female character. She bloody brings it. But I think in the end, it's the Gravedigger couple that's still the show for me. The story gets a bit silly at the end, but I don't care. I love it. Let's take a look at the set. Right, let's have a look at the artwork a bit closer. Just look at that. It's gorgeous, actually, isn't it? And it's solid. Look at the side there. We like the art with the writing there. And look at the back. Look, it's shiny, shiny. Get some cool pictures, loads of extras, commentaries, the usual. And they're all decently length. Quite good discussions on here. I was quite impressed. You know, I wasn't expecting anything huge, I must admit. But yeah, there's a lot to like. And like, there's the side. So look, we've got 2 posters with this too. So the poster is there, which is the old poster on the back there, and then the new poster, which is based on the box art. I know you've kind of seen it there, but I really like them. I can never work out how to show this properly. You can sort of see. But there you go. That's a bit gorgeous, isn't it? I think that one's the one that's going to go up. I love it. But I do obviously love the old classics. Like, don't get me wrong. They are a bit gorge. Right, there we go. It's one of these flippy cardboard ones again. Back arts. It's alright. I think the other one's a bit more impressive, which I'll show you in a minute. But there you go. We've got the 2 discs in there. We've got the 4K and we've got the Blu-ray. The extras are on both. And look at him. Look, booby man. It's ridiculous how he looks in this one compared to like Curse and that. And definitely Monster from Hell. Oh my goodness. I think that's the same actor in that one. I get confused. And there's old Ralph Bates. Oh, he's amazing, honestly. Oh. Yeah, when I was younger, I saw the 70s a lot. They're the ones that we had on video, so I used to watch them all the time. Saw the early ones as well, but like, yeah, they were my favourite 70s ones. The one that most other people don't like. So like, this is the book. It's quite sort enough, nowhere near as big, obviously, as the Hammer ones, but you get some lovely artwork. I think Ken Newman does do, is it in this one or the other one? He does do a little bit right up. Oh look, shock horror, booby girl. Kate Mara though, she is gorgeous. We love her. I'm sure there's an amazing picture of her in here somewhere. There was my man crush. He's amazing. Only for like 70s Hammer, you understand. Obviously, Christopher Lee and Pete Cushing, like from the 50s, etc. There she is. God, she was so gorgeous in this. Wasn't she amazing? I love her. She's so good as the Rani. Not to take anything away from the new Ranis, they were cool. But yeah, she was my fave. Don't get many evil female Time Lords, apart from, of course, Missy. But that's another whole kettle of fish. Right, let's have a look at the other one. So next up, we are back with the legend himself, Sir Christopher Lee, as the most iconic Dracula. No argument there, honestly. He is as wonderful as ever and probably talks more in this than any other, which isn't hard when in some he doesn't speak at all. Though there are different varying reasons why. This is much later edition in the Hammer Dracula series, and it's in the 70s, so unsurprisingly, it's the most gory entry. This isn't a huge spoiler as it's in the opening moments, but the men of the village all hide their wives and kids, etc., in the church while they go to burn Dracula's castle, only to return to find every single one of them slaughtered, their bodies strewn about the place, blood everywhere. I mean, we are not talking the blood orgy from Event Horizon. Damn, that's such an amazing film. Or the nightclub massacre from Hellraiser 3, Hell on Earth. But for Hammer, this is quite the scene and wouldn't have shown up in the earlier movies. And who slaughtered them? One of my other favourite things about this film, Dracula's pet bat. Yep, and it looks as dodgy as you think it does. It also chews the face off of the priest in the scene, I believe, was cut to a degree, actually. So it was still cut in places. But that's not all the wonders of this movie. We also have, fresh off his 3-year stint in Doctor Who, as the Doctor, the wonderful Patrick Troughton in a suitably large role, and he does get a couple of the best scenes. We've even got Dennis Waterman in this. I'm not the biggest fan of his work, it must be said. He sang too many of those opening damn titles. But thankfully, no singing here, and he fits in well enough, but not one of the greatest protagonists. I won't say too much more about the story. If you fancy watching it, there are, of course, older, cheaper versions of both these films that's still floating about. Right, let's have a look at the box set itself. Look at that nice, solid cover again. Hard. I love that artwork. Love it. It's gorgeous. Yeah, I really like what they've gone for there. Oh, come on, don't get blurry. Don't be rude. At the back again, look, shiny, shiny. There you go. Christopher Lee is much paler in this one, but he's still cool. Honestly, he's amazing. He's always amazing. He's like Pete Cushing. They can't not be amazing. It's just, I'm listening to him reading Dracula, the original Dracula at the moment on Spotify. Loving every minute of it. Again, there's 2 posters. There's one at the back over there, and this is the other one, which is based on the box cover. And I love it. I love the reds. Yeah, I just really like it. I normally prefer the original art on most of these things, but I actually prefer the new one. You learn something new. See, look, that's much cooler because it's like the skeletons. So I really like the back of that one. That's awesome, isn't it? Right, again, we've got the 4K and the Blu-ray. No extra discs with these, but you get enough on them, honestly. Commentary's not that good. Look, there he is. There's the man. It's sad, isn't it? He's gone, but you know, he made bloody loads of films, and there's Sir there. He's all right. She's cool. Right, here's the book. That's going not as chunky as the ones in that. Oh look, there we go, straight on him. See, look, he's a lot paler in this one. His teeth are a bit different as well. There's the poor priest. I wonder if there's a picture of the bat in here. The bat is hysterical, but I love it. Like, it's like the old Doctor Who, isn't it? You don't care if the effects are a bit off, because everything else is gorgeous. Like, you know, like Hammer was always so good at doing. Oh look, there you go. There was the massacre scene, and there's a bit of Patrick Trout on top of his head, and there he is at the back there. But yeah, oh yeah, like all Hammer is shot gorgeously. It looks gorgeous. Like, you allow other things, you forgive other things because of what they do well. They just do amazing. So that is Scars of Dracula. Bloody brilliant. Well, are you gonna stand? Are you gonna stand for me? Are you gonna be mean? Right, if I hold that one there, and we'll put the other one next to it and see if together, because they stood before, didn't they? I think this table must be a bit wonky wonk. Something's going down, isn't it? Are we? Yeah, there we go. And there we have it. Two beautiful 4K collections of a couple of later entries in the Hammer horror lineup. No, they aren't up there with the original Dracula and the first few Frankenstein movies, but there is so much to love in them both, I promise. So I am so glad they've released them in such nice editions. Hopefully the biggest releases will be via Hammer themselves, as we know they are in talks with various companies. Curse of Frankenstein wasn't actually one of theirs anymore, but through a deal they managed to make it part of their limited range. So expect bigger things than maybe you originally were, knowing the licenses for their movies are all over the shop nowadays. The only way is up, my friends. Well, I guess that's all I have to talk about today. Thank you as always for joining me. If you are a Hammer fan, know I will be reviewing every new Hammer release going forward. We know at least for the next year we are getting one a month from them, Hammer themselves, of which I know of at least 3 specific titles hinted at, and I'm very excited about. On top of that, Studio Canal have already got pre-orders up for release in February, and I'm sure they have more to come, and that's another good one, but I'll surprise you then. I'll also be doing some Hammer haul videos where I grab some bargains of older releases for us to look at. I've got a small pile already. I'm terrible. It's my ADHD. I shouldn't have started down this dark path. Just to say, as always, thank you, my friends, for popping in for a gander. Never forget to keep on keeping on.